It's another lovely day, which is nice considering it's my birthday. I gave up on my plan to go to lectures today because it was far too late when I went to bed. I have a train to catch anyway because I've got a meeting in London in a few hours. I'm running late actually, my train is in 15 minutes. I'm still about 10 minutes away and I need to get tickets. If there's a queue, it's going to be close. I know some of you will be wondering what this meeting is, and although I try to share everything about my life with you all, when what I'm doing involves somebody else, I need to respect their privacy as well. So, can't really tell you who I'm meeting and why. Hope you understand. But there's the train station. I think I'm gonna make it. Right, there's my train. It's okay. When I get on the train, I need to do supervision work because it's due today. Is over. I think I've got a couple of hours before I can get a train because I got an off-peak ticket, so I probably have to get a later one. I'm just getting some dinner at McDonald's before I go home. The next train that I can get is in 40 minutes. I could get the tube back to the station, but Google says it's a 36-minute walk. Hopefully this will work out okay. Because I don't want to be underground on a lovely day like this. It's really scary to think that I'm going to be living here in like 4 months. Less than 4 months and I'll move to London. This is a much bigger and busier and more scary place than Cambridge. Really not what I'm used to at all. What's happening down there? Crowds of men in suits everywhere. Every pub is surrounded by a lot of men in suits. Okay, I made it with 10 minutes to spare. I'm actually shattered, but I'll walk back to Queen's. Then I will try to finish the supervision work because the supervision is in the morning. Phone my parents, I haven't spoken to them since I got back here. I opened my birthday cards as well because I haven't done that yet. There's a really unusual shop right here in Cambridge that is like an internet cafe, a mobile phone repair shop and a barber. So you can get your hair cut while you use the internet. Does anyone even use those things these days? Internet cafes? There's one there. You can get your hair cut and your mobile phone fixed while you're in there. I'm back. I'm so tired. I went to Sainsbury's on the way back as well just to get some essentials. Absolutely exhausted. I'm going to phone my parents now, then I need to do this supervision work. Even though it's my birthday, because the supervision, like I said, is tomorrow at 11 o'clock, which is just before the first lecture, so I will actually go to lectures tomorrow. I got a card from Claudio, I assume, since it has his face on the stamp. How is that even a thing? 8:15. This is actually the earliest I've been up for a while, but I didn't manage to finish that information retrieval supervision work last night, so I'm going to do it now. I have an hour and a half. Then I need to leave for the lab to go to the supervision. There's a lecture at the same time, but I'm not doing that course on advanced algorithms because it's 12 lectures for one question. It's kind of a shame that we have to think so strategically about our subject choices at this stage, but that's how to pass exams. It's the same for GCSE and A-level. It's all about exam strategy and exam technique. Obviously you need to learn the stuff as well and revise, but without the exam technique, your revision is not going to be as effective. Simon did a great video on this, by the way. I'll link to his video about revision and exam technique, and I'll get on with my supervision work. They've made this path a little bit better, but it's not great. My supervision work is pretty much done. Obviously I haven't had a chance to hand it in for it to be marked, which is usually how it works. But I think I'll be okay for this supervision. Because I had access to the answers anyway, so I could just mark them myself. and the answers for this were either right or wrong, so I didn't need somebody else to do it for me. I can just discuss in the supervision the answers that I got wrong. Having supervision work marked is way more useful for questions that have more subjective answers, especially essay type questions, because we do get some of those. But this week's work was just right or wrong answers, so it was nice and easy for me to just mark myself. Either way, I did the work too late and I couldn't hand it in on time anyway, so, but I'll be fine. Lovely day again. I wish cyclists had to have more tuition before they were allowed to ride around streets. Somebody just cycle past me on the pavement and it really irritates me to see people do that. If it's not a cycle path, you should be on the road. Obviously it's safer for a person to ride on a pavement instead of on the road, because if you have a collision it's going to be with a person instead of with a car, and you'll be better off as the cyclist. But you can't do that. Really annoying to see people ride without helmets but then on the pavement so they're safe, because you're just gonna like really hurt somebody if you crash into them. I also see a lot of people ride with earphones in. That's a bit irresponsible. And worse, people who try to text while they ride, and worse still, people who have earphones in and text on their phone. You're just asking for an accident to happen. No helmet as well, I've seen people do that. No helmet, no lights, no high visibility clothing. Earphones in, texting with both hands. Literally seeing somebody do all of those things at once. I wouldn't expect everybody to ride with high visibility jackets, obviously, but just don't do all of these things at the same time. You will just crash into someone or something. You'll get hit by a bus. Just be sensible when you're riding a bike and like learn some rules of the road. It's obviously difficult for somebody who comes from a different country where rules might be different and they can't drive anyway because they've never had any driving lessons, and then suddenly they're riding a bike to lectures every day. But it would be in your interest and the interest of everybody that you have to cycle past if you would actually learn some rules about driving and cycling. I see lots of people on bikes are just baffled about how roundabouts work, and it's difficult to cycle around a roundabout because cars tend to just ignore you. So it's especially important to know what you're meant to do. If you get to a big roundabout and it's really busy and cars aren't really thinking about you anyway, and then on top of that you don't know what you should be doing and where you're supposed to be going, you're not in the best position to be safe. So that's my advice. Most people cycle around Cambridge. Obviously you don't have to, you could get by without a bike. I did in first year and I rarely use mine, hence walk into the lab now. But most people do cycle, so try to be safe about it. Not just for you, but for everybody else that you might crash into. I don't know why I put a coat on today, it is red hot.
So thanks for making me your number one. You can keep me
Oh, B. Supervision done. It went okay. Then I went to the lecture. It's a new course called Topical Issues, which is just a set of random lectures about random things. Then they set an exam question on one random lecture. So it seems like a difficult one to revise for. Some of the lectures might be interesting. It's so summery. I really love it. I know that I said I work better when it's cloudy and cool, which is true, but it doesn't mean I really love summery days. It's really warm in here. It's obviously going to be harder to sit there and write 1,000 words of my dissertation, but the weather's just great. There are people having picnics everywhere. There are probably some people out there. There we go. I might even change into shorts. There's a punt going past with people singing in it with a guitar. That's nice. Oh, and there's some ducks out there as well on the grass. Cambridge can be a nice place. I'm actually just watching Reggie Yates' Extreme Russia, and I'm on the second episode called Gay and Under Attack, which is about homophobia in Russia, and it's just awful what some of these people think and would do to people. The first one was on racism as well. People are willing to kill people for being immigrants, kill people for being gay. I'm so glad I don't live in a country like that. I have been really unproductive this afternoon and this evening, which It's really irritating. I know that I could just do more work, but I choose not to, and then I get annoyed at myself afterwards for not doing it. So I will go to bed and I will get up tomorrow, not too early because then I'll just be tired and that doesn't really help anything, but not too late either. Tomorrow I will write lots of words for my dissertation. This is the priority now. With my project there's not much more I can gain, so all I can do is just get it done, and then I can focus on revision and exams and everything else that is coming up in the future. Project, it's just slowing me down and holding me back at the minute. I just need to get these extra 4,000 words written of my dissertation and just submit it and be done.